Good Friday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the daily video forecast discussion for Friday and this weekend, the 12th of September 2014. A dry cold front came through last night and has changed our winds around to the north and west, and they're very light this morning. Temperatures have fallen off into the upper 50s to low 60s across the entire forecast region this morning. And we have a temperature inversion where we have a few stratocumulus clouds across Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey across the region this morning. Even parts of New York City reporting some partly cloudy to cloudy skies this morning as well. But these are low clouds. There is a temperature inversion in place where there is warmer air aloft, some cooler air mixed in at the surface, and a wedge of this moisture left over from last night's cold frontal passage, which was dry, but there's some moisture in the atmosphere in the lower levels, which is causing this to be partly cloudy this morning across the region. And as a result of that, the stratocumulus clouds will probably continue across northeastern Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey for a couple of hours anyway. Most of the rest of the region will be nearly mostly sunny today with some cirrus clouds overhead and cool temperatures as well. The refreshing thing to note is the dew points in the upper 40s to around 50 today, which is going to provide us with absolutely comfortable conditions. On the visible satellite imagery pass this morning, the cold frontal boundary is now well south through the Virginias and offshore. But notice these darker grays here across Pennsylvania, northwestern New Jersey, parts of the Hudson Valley. These are stratocumulus clouds where there's a temperature inversion in place. Some areas are partly cloudy or mostly cloudy, and the rest of the region is clear, and we expect most of this to continue for the rest of today. But there will be some stratocumulus clouds around during this afternoon across hillier sections of northwestern New Jersey and the lower Hudson Valley, as well as northeastern Pennsylvania, while the rest of the area is generally sunny. Latest water vapor imagery shows the dry air in place with sinking air in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. The old cold frontal boundary is now to the south, and this should continue to be sinking to our south and east, and then eventually stalling out. We have no precipitation going on here across the northern mid-Atlantic region, and none is expected throughout the next 24 hours. I was asked on Facebook this morning if I do pollen, and I do. I do pollen forecast as well during the video forecast discussion, and you know that because you see it every day. For today, we're on the low to medium side. We'll be low on Saturday, a little bit moderate low still on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Still, we have ragweed, chenopod's, and grasses. Small craft advisories have been dropped from the waters of south of New York here, and absolutely no advisories in effect for land, air, or sea, except for the back bays here in the Chesapeake and Delaware Bay, where we're going to have small craft advisories until 12 noon today for winds at 18 to 33 knots in the small craft advisory area. As mentioned in the surface observations this morning, this is for the aviational weather deck. We do have some low clouds here, which are trapped under an inversion. We have some of that across eastern Pennsylvania, northwestern New Jersey, into New York City as well. And this is the result of warmer air aloft, slightly cooler air at the surface, and drying dew points. But there is a temperature inversion here in the mid layers of the atmosphere, mid to lower layers of the atmosphere, causing the cloud deck to be persistent. Basically, we're expecting this to predominantly be a VFR day across the area today, and the VFR conditions will last through tonight, then turning more into IFR conditions with light rain and possible some fog by tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. Sunday through Monday, mostly VFR, patchy morning fog, and then Monday night and Tuesday lowering again with some scattered showers. Right now we have VFR conditions outside of Newark, and just screw that up. Do it here. 61 degrees, dew point 51 degrees. That's comfortable. Humidity 70%. Mostly cloudy skies with some scattered clouds at 2,300. Scattered clouds at 25,000 feet. That's the jet stream clouds. And basically VFR conditions in place. Philadelphia 2, 63 degrees, 52 for the dew point, humidity 67%. The wind is out of the northeast at 16 knots. And it's overcast with a few clouds at 7,000 feet, a few clouds at 24,000 feet. Again, these MVFR conditions will improve for many areas in the next couple of hours. Utilizing the latest data from GermTrax, germtrax.com, tracking the symptoms of sicknesses and diseases across the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area this morning. We find a lot of upper respiratory problems in the blues here. We basically have some rashes, a little bit of pink eye being reported over the last couple of days, a little bit of lice in the school systems, and basically this is as a result of all of the allergies that have been in place throughout this summer. A couple of things to talk about in the tropics this morning. We still have that area of showers and thunderstorms currently limiting with low pressure located about 70 miles east northeast of West Palm Beach, Florida. Strong upper level winds and interaction with Florida's peninsula will likely inhibit the development of this system today while it moves slowly west southwest across southern Florida's peninsula. Once the low moves over the southern Gulf of Mexico, conditions could become a little bit more conducive for tropical storm formation over the weekend while the system moves west at about 10 miles an hour. Regardless of development, this low will bring and has been bringing some locally heavy rains to portions of southern Florida and the Florida Keys through today. The formation chances within the next 5 days is about 40%. Meanwhile, last night we have Tropical Storm Edward, and Tropical Storm Edward has maximum winds of about 40 miles an hour, which is really just a minimal tropical storm. Conditions are not favorable for this storm to develop into anything major or over the next 24 hours as it's over the open waters here, but it will be conducive as it moves towards the northwest and west at about 15 miles an hour over the next couple of days. This could strengthen into at least a Category 1 hurricane as it makes its way into the Atlantic, but will basically remain offshore, but will enhance the pattern over the northeastern United States as a result of the heat transport into the northern Atlantic. Meanwhile, as this is happening, we have another disturbance here, a tropical wave located south of the Cape Verde Islands, producing showers and thunderstorms disorganized. Any development in this system expected to be slow to occur during the next couple of days while it moves west northwest at around 10 miles an hour. And there's about a 10% chance of this developing because of Edward. Edward is actually producing drier air over the top of this disturbance, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with Edward before we can deal with this disturbance. But all of this is unfavorable to have an impact directly on the United States. Google Stream Earthline Streamline Analysis. We do have a tropical storm here in the eastern Pacific and also a tropical depression in the Pacific as well. Here is our disturbance of low pressure along the Bahamas and Florida this morning. And also here is Edward, and here is our another area of low pressure here developing and moving off the African coast this morning. Latest high-resolution rapid refresh model from Penn State's eWall site shows any of that stratocumulus clouds moving away from the area with mostly sunny skies for the remainder of today. There will be some high cirrus around as being reported this morning at some of the terminals. And this disturbance out here towards the Great Lakes forecasted to be by Friday evening actually will increase the cloud cover here with the frontal boundary lying to our south. And eventually Saturday is going to be a pretty cloudy day and a cool day too with rain on the way. It's a progressive pattern and basically a cooler pattern in place for the next couple of days into early next week with a series of disturbances moving through in between breaks with sunshine and beautiful skies in between like today. Tomorrow won't be the same. This is the latest NAMWRF composite reflectivity forecast from Penn State's eWall site. Lots of sunshine today, a few stratocumulus clouds trying to dry out in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, probably with a downsloping flow over the mountains in Poconos and northwestern New Jersey. Skies will become mostly sunny throughout today. A few cirrus clouds around, the winds backing around from the north and east. And eventually some of the low clouds begin to build in for later tonight. Skies become cloudy overnight and some spotty drizzle or light rain develops. We have a weak wave of low pressure here entering the Great Lakes and into southeastern Canada along the stalled frontal boundary. This frontal boundary will tend to move back north over the forecast region as an area of low pressure develops over the Virginia Capes by Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon, tending to lead to some showers that will be of the light and moderate side. A few heavier downpours and brief will occur as this disturbance moves off the coast and the low moves further out to sea. High pressure will once again build in with a chilly air mass in place for Saturday night and Sunday morning. And by the time we get to Sunday morning, mostly sunny skies or mostly clear skies at sunrise and some chilly temperatures for your wake up. Still some people out there going to the beaches, and it will be mostly sunny today with temperatures in the lower 70s, northeast winds at around 10, seas around 3 feet, surf temperature again in the mid 80s. Basically, the UVI index will be high at 7. Moderate risk of rip currents means that wind and/or wave action supports stronger or more frequent rip currents. Always have a flotation device with you in the water. Swim only in lifeguarded areas, and obviously there are none of those left, so that means you must not swim alone. Of course, if you're going to the beach in the Delmarva region, well, that's mostly cloudy today. Same scenario as northern Jersey. There is a low risk of rip currents, however, but never swim alone. Strong currents can occur near piers and jetties. Rip currents are possible elsewhere, especially during the lower portion of a tide cycle. And the next high tide at Atlantic City will be at 10:34 this morning, and also the next high tide at Rehoboth Beach at 10:51 this morning. Latest GFS model guidance from Next Generation Weather Labs at College of DuPage. This is the latest guidance from this morning. And basically, we have high pressure in control, the winds veering around to the north and northeast and eventually east. And by the time we get to tomorrow morning, isentropic lift, warm air advection over the top of a colder dome means the widespread influence of clouds increasing across the area, and also some spotty light rain occurring maybe faster than modeled here by Saturday morning as low pressure develops off the Virginia Capes and basically moves through the forecast region during Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, then moves off the coast with high pressure dominating the forecast for Saturday night through Sunday with some chilly Sunday morning temperatures. Beautiful skies on Sunday, lots of sunshine, temperatures in the upper 60s over the hillier sections to the low and mid 70s just about everywhere else. High pressure will continue in control of our weather for Sunday night and Monday. And by Monday night, another weak frontal boundary will be approaching the northern mid-Atlantic. We could have a few spotty showers to the north and even a few spotty showers across the rest of the region by late Monday evening, early Tuesday morning. And that moves off the coast with more high pressure building in across the forecast region for the middle part of next week with near seasonal to slightly below seasonal temperatures for this time of the year. So that's it for this week. It's a wrap. You have a wonderful Friday and a fantastic weekend. We'll be back in video form on Monday morning for everything live. Twitter, Facebook, everything. It's Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Have a terrific weekend.